Good morning to you students. This is a video of electrical power generation and economics in which we are going to learn about some basic terms and some basic definitions which is very useful to understand the basic operation of and the basic functionality of economics of power system. Tariff and economic aspects in power generation. We are going to study the very basic part and the concept of the economics of power system, which is called tariff and economic aspects in power generation. What is that? What is tariff and what is economic aspect in power generation? Do we really care about the economic aspect of power generation? Why it is so? Let us understand by watching it very carefully. The first point is, under the introduction is, the function of a power station is to deliver power to a large number of consumers. That is well known fact. This is nothing new to you all. But the power demands of different consumers vary in accordance with their defined activities. Some may be needing small amount of power, some may be needing a greater amount of power according to their activities, functions of their work. The result of this variation in demand is that load on a power station is never constant. Please mark this. It is never constant. Rather, it varies from time to time. It varies from time to time. The power demanded by consumer is supplied by power stations through the transmission and distribution companies or networks. As the consumer's load demand changes, which is to always change, the power supply by the power station changes according to that. What is base load? What is base load? This is your base load. Base load is the minimum level of electricity demand. Minimum level of electricity demand or minimum demand which is required over a period of 24 hours. Base load, as the name itself is depicting the idea, it should be something bare minimum. Below that, nothing is possible to carry on the load. It is the minimum level of electricity demand which is required over a period of 24 hours, a whole day. It is needed to provide power to components that keep running at all times. It is also sometimes referred as continuous base. Continuous load is also your base load. Now, the peak load. Peak load is the time of high demand, as the name itself is depicting peak, which is something high. Peak load is the time of high demand. See this, high demand. These peaking demands are often for only shorter durations. It is for shorter durations. In mathematical terms, what is that? Peak demand could be understood as the difference between the base demand and the highest demand. In mathematics, this is actually a difference between base load and highest demand. That is difference between base demand and the highest demand. The examples of household loads. Let us understand with the example of household loads how it is going to help us. The microwave oven, toaster and the microwave oven, toaster and television are examples of peak demand, whereas refrigerator and HVAC systems are examples of base demand because these are continuous. The refrigerator and HVAC systems are continuous in nature. This is operating continuously. But there are some fixed time or a particular time for operating microwave oven, toaster and television. You are using toaster when you need to toast your bread during breakfast time or during evening snack time maybe. It is not a continuous. You are not toasting your bread continuously for 24 hours. Okay. You are turning on television or a group of people is turning on television for their favorite prime time show or favorite daily soap to watch. This is not continuous. You are not watching television for 24 hours. Likewise, the microwave oven. This is turned on by majority of people in a locality for their lunch time or dinner time. You are not cooking your food or microwaving your food for 24 hours. So it is your peak demand and it is used for shorter durations as compared to 24 hours. But as far as your refrigerator and other high voltage AC systems are concerned, they are used continuously. If you need a cool water, you are not turning on the refrigerator on that time and refrigerator is not yielding cool water at that time only. You have to keep a fresh vegetable for 24 hours by turning on refrigerator for longer durations. Same is applicable for HVAC systems, which is your base demand or which is your continuous demand also, continuous load also. This constant power which is required at all times is called the base loading. This constant power which is required at all times is called the base loading. But during a special event like final match of World Cup, this is the example. Likewise, we are watching nowadays IPL. So what is happening? Like the final match of World Cup, the demand will be more. As a lot of people will watch TV, this short high demand period is considered to be a peak loading. During IPL, expect this peak loading because all people are watching MS Dhoni or your favorite team. Okay, so this was not before this IPL. When IPL has started, which is so popular among Indian people or Indian subcontinent, among students also, they will watch TV continuously for this high time show and for shorter duration. This short but high demand period is considered to be peak loading. The loading will be peak. During the time of IPL, everybody will log in or watch or demand the power. Okay. Now let us understand what is called variable load on power stations, which is very important. Variable load on power stations, which is going to keep you on toes. Consider yourself as an engineer, power engineer. If you are a power engineer, you are looking after a substations or power stations, or in between from sending in voltage, sending in stations to the receiving end point. If you are looking after any of these activities, the variable load is keeping you on toes. The load in a power stations varies from time to time. This is for sure. This will surely change. For this, there is a guarantee. The load on the power station varies from time to time due to uncertain demands. Why it is changing? Because of uncertain demands of the consumers and is known as variable load on the stations. That is called variable load on the stations. That is fixed. This variable load on the station is fixed. It has to happen. You cannot complain, or you cannot just argue or debate that let us fixed variable load should not be happen on the station. That is not. Variable load on the power station should be there because this is the nature. This is the nature of consumptions of power by the consumers. The consumers require their small or large block of power in accordance with the demands of their activities as per their requirement. Thus, the load demand of one consumer at any time, the load demand of one consumer at any time may be different from that to that other consumer. Okay. For example, you may be watching IPL because it is your favorite time, but one may be watching current affairs program because they are preparing for competitive examination and current affairs is supposed to come into their exams. So he is watching current affairs but keeping away from IPL or such type of cricket matches. But you are not preparing for competitive exams and you are just enjoying your life watching MS Dhoni and IPL matches. So requirement is different, and the timing of this IPL and this uh, tutorial classes such as your current affairs or general knowledge classes is different. So the timing will be different. The result is that load on the power stations varies from time to time. This is control. The load will change or vary time to time. Now, if it is changing, so what is the effects of variable load? The variable load on a power stations introduces many perplexities in its operation. Perplexities means many things sudden happening in this operation, but means you will confuse yourself. You have to be on your toes to handle all these perplexities. Lots of things coming at a time in its operations. Some of its important effects of variable load on a power stations are: the first one is need of additional equipment and increase in production cost. These are two very important points, and we need to understand all these things. This is because of effects of variable load. So you yourself decide how frequently variable load should be there in the power system. Although you are not having control over the power system, but you can have at least a regulation over the use of high demand power. Very important term, load curves. Load curves. The curves which is showing you load. What is meant by load in electrical engineering? Yes, you know the load means the demand, electricity demand, the power demand by a consumer end. That is called a load. If it is shown by graph, like this, see this. This is load in megawatt and this is time, hour. This is your origin, this is your midnight time, this is your midnight time, 12 am, it is 2 am, it is 4 am, it is 6 am, it is 8 am, it is 10 am, it is 12 noon, this is 2 pm, this is 4 pm, this is 6 pm, this is 8 pm, this is 10 pm, this is 12 o'clock midnight. So it is The load curve is showing you the variation of load on the power station with respect to time is known as load curve. This is so simple. Nothing special in this load curve, as the name itself is depicting something which is related to load. A curve which is something related to load. This is your load in megawatt and this is your hour. We have seen this is a span of 24 hours starting from 12 midnight going to the next 12 midnight. Load variation during the whole day, that is 24 hours, are recorded half early or early and are plotted against time on the graph. The curve thus obtained is known as daily load curve, as it is tending to show the variation of load with respect to time during the day. The monthly load curve can be obtained from the daily load curve of that month. On the monthly basis, we can have the collection of the daily load curve. For this purpose, average values of power over a month at different times of the day are calculated and then plotted on the graph. The types of load curves may be: the first one is your residential load curve, which is actually collected or plotted for residential area. The second one is your industrial load curve for industrial area. For example, your Mandidip and your Govindpura industrial area or Pune industrial area. There are lots of industrials units there. So, what are their patterns? What are their trends of using or consuming power? That is, if that is to be plotted from that region, that will give you industrial load curve. And the third one is your commercial load curve. Commercial load curves means that your marketplace, your malls, your hospitals, your kirana stores, something like that. So if that is to be plotted, if data from these areas are to be plotted for load curve, that will come out to become commercial load curve. Now let us see the importance of load curves. The daily load curves shows the variation of load on the power systems, on the power stations during different hours of the day. The area under the daily load curves gives the number of units generated in the day. This point is very important. Please keep in mind. The area under the daily load curves gives the number of units generated in the day. In a particular day, how much units are generated, that is to be calculated and that is to be found out by the area under that particular daily load curve. That is, units generated per day is equal to area in kilowatt hour under daily load curve. This is very important and this is something which is highly used during the numerical. The highest point on the daily load curves represents the maximum demands on the station on that day. This one is also very important. The highest point on the daily load curve, which is representing the maximum demand on the station on that particular day. Let us see what is average load. The average load is area under daily load curve divided by 24 hours. And area is actually in kilowatt hour. Area in kilowatt hour under daily load curve divided by 24 hours. In simple means area divided by 24. Keep this average is equal to area upon 24. So this is your average load, which is actually area in kilowatt hour under daily load curve upon 24 hours. This is your, once again let us see, this is your load curve. And if you happen to calculate average load like this, so it is your area in kilowatt hour divided by 24. The importance of load curves continues. The ratio of the area under the load curve to the total area of rectangle in which it is contained gives the load factor. This is very important. That is, load factor is equal to average load upon maximum demand. That is, average load into 24 upon maximum demand into 24 will give you area in kilowatt hour under daily load curve and total area of rectangle in which the load curve is contained. Total area of rectangle in which the load curve is contained. This was your second point. This is the third point. The load curve helps in selecting the size and number of generating units. The load curves also helps in preparing the operation schedule of the station, which is very important. Load curves. That is something like your ECG or something like your testing data. This is all about in this video. I hope you have learned with your capacity and enjoyed this lecture video. Thank you so much.